New Year and welcome to Rick's Corner for the first of the year. It's actually the first one I'm putting out right now. And what I want to talk about, we all make New Year's resolutions to get into shape. We have bad holidays. We eat all kinds of junk, which I'm guilty of as well. And for some of you younger people, it's not a big deal. You have a good metabolism and you burn it up and you're right back to doing what you do. And for some of you, it's not, even if you are young. But the big problem lies between the ages of maybe 40 and 60. Because you get middle age, and that's considered middle age, but however, I think today middle age is 60 because we keep getting younger as we get older. I know I am. But your body doesn't respond like it did when you were 20 and 30 years old, if you notice. You work out, you try to watch your diet, and it just doesn't come back to where you were. I can't be 35 again. I was in good shape, my skin was tight, it looked good and smooth, and then as I get older, I see wrinkles in my skin, I see things sagging, I see my body not responding like it did in my workouts years back, and it's frustrating. It's very, very frustrating. Back in the day when I trained in the 70s, of course, I trained heavy and I did heavy benches and this and that, and I was good and I was big and hard shape. Now at my age, I don't go heavy anymore because of injuries in joints, which we all have some sort of injury on a daily basis, even if you're young. But there's a lot of you people who want to join the gym now, and you're 40 years old and you're over, and you think, God, I have just a friend asked me today, what do I do, Rick? I can't seem to. I've gained weight, and my waist went up from 32 to 36, and he's an athlete, and he says, I just can't lose this body fat. It's just not going to go away. Well, it comes time at that point that you really have to tighten your diet even more. When we talk about old school dieting from the 70s, we were the first innovators of the bodybuilding diet. It was high protein and low carb, and then later on it came out with the Atkins diet and the Beverly Hills diet. Basically, it's all the same thing, just a knockoff. And I know now that I can cheat a little bit here and there, but not like I used to. I'd watch my diet all week long, and then I'd go out on a Saturday night and have a piece of cake and split it with somebody. I'd come home and I feel like I'm 6 months pregnant. The stomach's bloated, it's hanging out. Why? On one couple of bites of cake would that do that? Because you're older and your metabolism changes. It doesn't mean I'm going to get fat from it in one day, but it does seem to bloat me out. Now, if you're just starting to work out at age 40, 45, which a lot of you are because you've never trained before and you're getting scared because you're getting older and you're getting heavy and you don't know how to lose it, you got to be systematically about it. You've got to go to the gym, first of all. You have to have some sort of weight-resistant training. I had a friend that went on Jenny Craig. Yeah, he lost 30 pounds. But did he look good? Nope. He had no muscle, he had fat, he just didn't look in shape. Those diets are good for real fat people like 300 pounders who want to drop down to 150, 200, and they know how to eat and they can eat anything and they do the calorie thing. But if you want to be in hard muscular shape, it's a whole different ball game. The bodybuilding diet's the one that works. Now, I'm not saying that's the healthiest diet, because it's not, because you eliminate a lot of foods that your body may need. But you don't want anything white. You don't want white rice, you don't want white flour, you don't want white bread, you don't want white sugar, you want any of those things and the pastas, get rid of it. You have to get rid of it. And you got to do it for at least 3 weeks straight with no junk days to start to get that metabolism kicking in to where you're going to lose that body fat. And that's what we did back in the day. After about a month, you can have a junk day, which was Sundays for us. You can pick any day you want. It could be Wednesday if you want, middle of the week. That day you can kind of get about eating anything you want because it's not going to retain fat on your body on one day. It'll go right through you. But then it's next day, right back on the diet again. This diet works. It's proven to work. It's worked for all of us back then. It'll work for you today. We didn't have the supplements back then we do now, so I kind of switch around a bit with some protein drinks and things that are pretty well mixed nowadays. They have a lot of nutrients in them that I think are good, but you got to watch the sugar content in them because sometimes they're high in carbs, and you don't want those carbs. So you got to find a protein supplement that's low in carbs. Protein bars I eat once in a while, but they're kind of high in carbs as well. It's still basically the chicken, the tuna, meat, fish, cottage cheese. I know I say cottage cheese all the time, but it's a great source of protein. Egg whites, the whole ball of game. Now, training. If you're going to join a gym for the first time, start with 3 times a week. Go to 4 times a week if you can. You don't have to do 6 days a week. It's almost overkill. It's overtraining. You'll burn out, and you probably won't want to train anymore because you'll be burnt out from it all. But take your body parts like we did back then, split them up. Common sense. I was talking to a lady in the gym today. She says, I do 4 exercises. I try to equal 100 reps total on all my exercises from that set. And she's a little overweight. And I said, well, I guess that's okay for the time being, but you can't do it long because you get burnt out mentally doing 100 reps. Take each body part. Do your chest. Do 3 exercises, 3 sets each, 8 to 12 reps. Make each rep count because I see people throw the weight up and they don't think about going up with the weight and coming down with the weight. The resistance is the same both ways. Just don't push it off and let it drop back. Resist both ways. You'll get a lot more out of it. Make sure if you're 40s, 50 years old and you're starting to get a physical, you don't want to go in and give yourself a heart attack right off the bat because you haven't been doing anything. So take it slow, do the treadmill, the bike, the Stairmaster, whatever you feel comfortable with your legs. I have a knee problem, so I prefer the recumbent bike, although I do the treadmill too. These things all work, and it's time now in your 40s, you got to get a hold of it. Because the time you're 50 and 60, it's going to catch up with you and you won't be able to do it at all. And even when you do train, you reach 50, 60 years old, your body doesn't respond like it did. Your muscles sag a little bit, they retract a little bit. You can't carry the muscle density you did when you were in your 30s. It just doesn't happen unless you're on some sort of a juice, which most of you don't want to take. And if you're not competing, then why take it anyway? So not everybody has the bodybuilding mentality. For you guys out there who write to me and say, oh, gee, Rick, you're not as big as you once were. Well, why should I be? I don't need to be. I don't have to prove anything. I got my goals. I did my thing. I was a bodybuilder. I got a Lifetime Achievement Award. I was a pro wrestler. I did it. It's behind me now. I can look back and say, here it was. Now, it's more sensible to stay lean and hard, and that's what I'm doing. So if you look at me and say, well, what does he know? He doesn't work out. Yes, I do. I work out 6 days a week, and I stay in hard shape, and I still got my abs, brother. So it's all diet, and it makes sense to concentrate on your training. If you have to get a trainer, make sure you get a good one. I see too many hanging around the gym, texting, talking on the phone, counting reps, looking away. They don't care. They just want your money. If you have any problems with that, email me, rick@rickdrasin.com. I do online nutrition and training, which I can help you with, and I will. It's a small fee, but I got to keep the food in the fridge. So hopefully that helps a little bit, but now's the time. You guys in your 40s, get with it. Get to the gym, start training a little bit, follow the diet I talk about, and you'll get back in shape. And it's a new year. It's the January, I believe it's the 9th day. We're already 9 days into the new year. So now's your time. Grab it and do it. Don't put it off till tomorrow. Don't wait till next week. We're here now, man. Get to the gym and train and go over your diet and take it on a daily basis. You don't have to plan ahead for a month. Each meal should be right on. You take that meal and say, okay, this is what I'm going to eat now. Next meal is what I'm going to eat now. Get your protein drinks in between, your chicken breast, your fish, your tuna. You'll get in shape. Like I said, if you have any questions, you can contact me through my website. I'll help you out. And thank you so much for watching Rick's Corner. This is just the tip of the iceberg because I'm going to bring all kinds of guests in this year. I'm going to be out on location down in Santa Monica, Venice, taking a walk through on the beach again, some of the old places we used to hang out. And it's going to be my pleasure to share it with all of you. So have a wonderful day, have a wonderful New Year's, and keep watching Rick's Corner because I'm going to bring you more and more and more until you say, oh my God, how much more can you bring? Thanks a lot, and thanks for watching.